Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am very excited to be sharing this video with you all because I've been wanting to do this project for a very long time. As you can see here, this is a doll that I actually customized in my video way back when. I think it was like in 2021. I did a whole video dedicated to her hair, her face, her dress that I hand sewed. And this was my first time ever customizing a doll. I did a whole dedicated video on that you can still watch on my channel, and a whole like mini photo shoot video as well. And I've always loved and really enjoyed watching doll customizing videos and always wanted to do it, but it's a big time commitment and it's really hard. But during now and since I did this last doll, or my first doll, I've been working on this doll on and off for I guess like 3-ish years now. I've pretty much only did the basics of like removing the hair and the initial like face on the doll and redoing the doll's face, because last time I struggled a lot doing the doll's face, especially getting it on camera. So this time I decided to do all of it off camera, and I feel like it turned out better than my first attempt. But today's video is going to be completely dedicated on the doll's outfits. I have these scraps of this like silky satiny fabric that I thought would be perfect. I've already made this like hoodie, sweater, dress, shirt outfit, but I wanted to try making something a bit better because this one didn't turn out really well. My initial hopes and ideas for this doll was to make it me as a doll, but like the proportions of the doll aren't that accurate to my body, so it's just like a very distant, I guess, similarity. But I did try to do the face similar to my own, and I will try to do the hair the same way. But today's video is only going to be focusing on the outfit, because as I mentioned before, doll customizing is a very big project, even if you're doing like something simple. And that's one of the main reasons I haven't really done a lot of it on my channel besides the first doll I ever did. But now I'm finally getting into it. After like fiddling around with the fabric and trying to come up with an idea for the dress, I cut out the fabric into the measurements that I thought would work. And here I'm trying to show you all how I'm using this elastic and folding the fabric over it so I can sew it in the elastic into the fabric. This was really hard and I struggled a lot, especially with like pinning it down with needles. I'm not like professionally trained. I don't know a lot about sewing. I just know what I've learned throughout the years and in my own projects and what my mom's taught me. She's a lot better at sewing than I am, but I know enough to get by. And this project is completely hand sewn by me, and I was honestly winging it the whole time. I didn't have like a pattern to work off of this time. I kind of just went into it by myself. That being said, I got very lucky, and I think I only like poked myself like 2 or 3 times. I've always really liked to sew. I've always found it very interesting and fun and relaxing. I've never really tried making my own clothes, but I've done a couple of doll dresses. I would be interested in making my own clothes, but that would have to be another video for another day. Once I got the fabric pinned in with the elastic, I just went in and sewed in the elastic into the fabric, which was going to be the main part of the dress, like holding the dress onto the doll. This honestly took forever. I think it took me 2 days to sew this dress entirely, again by hand. My left hand specifically was cramping up a lot, the part that was holding the dress. And occasionally you'll see here it kind of like flashes in and out. I did put the dress or the fabric against the doll to kind of see how it was fitting. And I was kind of fiddling around with it a lot because I wasn't really sure the style of dress I was going for. Again, this was all very just out of the blue. But once I got the elastic sewn in, this is what it looks like. I was honestly so surprised that it worked a lot better than I thought it would. I honestly thought this fabric, since it's so delicate, would just like break away into threads in my hands. But happily, I was actually able to get it to work how I wanted it to. And so once the elastic was sewn in, I fit it on the doll just to make sure it was coming together how I had envisioned. And luckily it was. And so I turned the fabric inside out and sewed it along the like outer line, I guess. I will say, if you are sewing, whether it's regular clothes or doll clothes, one helpful tip that I found is the thread that you use. If you want it to look a lot more like professional, then you should use the same thread as the fabric. That way you don't really notice it. But if you're having like trouble sewing, using a different colored thread will make it easier to see, but it would look a lot weirder because it'll be a lot more noticeable. For this project, I did do basically the exact color of the fabric just because I wanted it to look professional. I was really trying to make this doll be an improvement from the other doll that I did many years ago. But here I had finished sewing it. I actually did 2 lines down it to make it extra strong. And this is how the dress turned out, and this is sadly the end of this video. As I mentioned, this video, or this doll custom, is going to be coming out in 2 or 3 part videos because it was a really big project, and I hate cutting it off like this, but to be continued till next week. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye!